Hello and welcome to Free Samples of the Week. We've got a new freebie from Sonic Cinema, part of their Origins series, which is their series of free virtual instruments working within the Kontakt Player. Now, bear in mind you will need the latest edition of Kontakt Player 8. That was a problem I initially had when I downloaded it. I couldn't work out why it wasn't working. It's because I hadn't updated Kontakt Player. Now, the new one is Emotive Brass. We've already checked out Delicate Strings and Whispering Woodwinds, and I'm a huge fan of them. Absolutely brilliant freebies. They're completely free. You've got multiple mic positions. The same goes for Emotive Brass, but it's brass swells and only 2-bar brass swells, so it's a little bit more limiting than the other two. I'll also show you a couple of alternatives as well towards the end of this video. Now, if we jump into Kontakt Player 8, you can see there, performed by a 6-piece chamber brass ensemble playing 2-bar swells to create moving, expressive performances. Now, there's another feature I kind of like and don't like at the same time, is the fact that as you move within the swell, it continues on that swell until the end. I'll show you what I mean. So, standard chord, beautiful swell. Now, if I add some movement within it, you can see the swell is still continuing, and when you change notes, it goes with it. So you're not starting the swell from the beginning when you're hitting a new note. Now that is a cool feature, except when you're trying to keep on going. So you're having to lift completely off to move to the next one. So let's add some more release. It's not as easy. Now, if we go to the other extreme and have a really short release, that's too sharp. See, it comes off too quickly. So even if you were to change, it just doesn't quite work the same. So it's kind of finding that sweet spot. Results may vary, as you can already see. I really like the sound, don't get me wrong, and if you're after 2-bar swells, well, there you have it. And the fact that you have multiple mic positions is absolutely awesome. You can move it super close. If we turn off the reverb as well, which is over here, so make sure that is off. So really nice close sound. And then if you want to go quite literally the other end of the spectrum, you have a more distant sound, and of course you can tune it somewhere in the middle. I like the proxy knob, but you can also fiddle with the mic positions yourself. They have their own mix as well, which is really nice. As you can see, I am struggling a little bit with it to keep it going. And I know on the full editions, they did add that feature where they separated it out. So you could start a new swell with a new note, even though the other ones were continuing the other one. Anyway, so that gives you a very rough idea of what you're getting. I am going to show you some alternatives towards the end of this video as well. Now, they do have other patches. My favorite is actually the Neuro liner, but just to show you the other ones. That's Amber Glow. They have their gated ones as well, which gives you that interesting effect. Which out of all three Origins, I actually like the gate the most on this one. Now this one's my favourite simply because it's a lot more open and reverby. a bit more playable. And then last but not least, so you can see a lot more baked in reverb and effects and released by the sounds of it. Anyway, so that is emotive brass. Now, if you're looking at an alternative, I have done a full video checking out, I think it was 8 different brass instruments. I'll leave a link on the page or in the description. But other freebies I really like, I'll just quickly flash through them. First, I want to show you orchestral elements. Now, these aren't specifically Swell libraries, but you can achieve the same thing using the mod wheel. That's simply a brass sustain patch, so you can play it normally, but if you want swells, it's very easy to implement. And you can make them as long as you want simply by using the mod wheel to control the dynamics. Now, Berlin Free Orchestra has an absolute ton of brass instruments from brass ensemble, trumpets, French horns, trombones. Specifically, I have the brass ensemble loaded. Again, using the mod wheel, you can create your own swells within that. Another one I really like, gentle brass. Now, this is on the softer side, smaller ensemble, but you do have multiple mic positions. So for a more intimate sound, again, not swells, but using dynamics, you can do that. The last one I want to show you is from the Free Orchestra 2. It's actually just a legato, bold legato brass, so not even close to swells in all honesty, because it is monophonic. And not polyphonic. You can, let's change that to mod wheel. Do single note swells, but that's a really beautiful bold legato 4 horns, 3 trombones library. That's definitely worth checking out as well. But as I said, I've done a full video covering free brass instruments. This is the new one on the market. If you're looking for 2-bar swells and that's all you need, it's absolutely perfect for that, and you have a lot of flexibility. But I do feel there are better brass freebies out there. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.